Hi everyone, and welcome to Unit 8, Chapter 2, which happens to be my birthday, the 8th of February, if you follow the Australian way of writing the date. Today we're going to go back to looking at a longer composition written about one topic. I still hope you remember the advice I gave you about getting to the point in your writing and really focus on good, high-quality content. The topic of this week's reading is sign language. While you are reading this passage, I'd like you to think about the structure of writing a composition introducing a skill, or perhaps some interesting object. Knowing how to introduce a skill is a very important skill, both for writing and speaking another language. In intercultural communication, you often need to introduce different parts of your own country and culture. In the case of Japan, for example, it would be really cool to introduce and teach people from another culture about yosakoi, the dance often used at festivals in Japan. Like in the previous chapter, the structure is pretty clear, with an introduction about what the skill is, detailed descriptions, and today we have a conclusion with some advice for the reader. Let's have a look. First though, I'd like to show you the traditional art of carrying peaches. Actually, it isn't that traditional. You just carry peaches. But anyway, here is a video I took in Fukushima. If you haven't been to a peach farm, you might enjoy it. There are two ways you can find this week's video. First, you can go to YouTube and search Carrying Peaches in Fukushima. And pretty much near the top of the page, you should find a thumbnail like this. The other option starts from YouTube again, but go to my page, which you need to do to watch this flipped video, and look through my videos to find the Carrying Peaches in Fukushima video with the same thumbnail. You can find it by searching through the Japan videos. I hope you enjoy the video and you'll be ready to take on those juicy peaches next season too. Alright, well I'm pretty hungry now. How about you? Enough with peaches, let's learn about some sign language. The article starts with some good background related to different ways deaf people can communicate. Notice that in the part in pink here, there is nothing written about sign language at all. This is a really good way to start your introduction. Give a short story about something closely related to the main topic, and then, to complete the introduction, have a thesis statement which shows the reader in just a few words exactly what the passage is about. The thesis statement in this introduction is very good and does say, I'm going to talk about sign language, but in a much more natural and creative way. Let's look at the body of the composition. As we have discussed in past lessons, the basic structure of a paragraph is a topic sentence, a detailed description with some concrete examples, and a sentence to summarize the main idea of the paragraph. In this case, the author added something interesting to complete the paragraph. So, can you see these three different parts in this paragraph? First, we have the topic sentence, which of course is the first sentence in the paragraph. We know from reading this sentence that this paragraph is going to be about the similarities between sign language and spoken language. The detailed description comes next, although there are no concrete examples here. This is kind of understandable though, as sign language would really need some visuals to help make it clearer. Then finally, the author completes the paragraph with something interesting, which is still related to the similarities with spoken language that most countries have their own variety of sign language. In the third paragraph of this composition, which is the second paragraph of the body, we can see a similar pattern to the previous one. We start with a clear topic sentence, and this is followed by a detailed description and some concrete examples. However, in this paragraph, rather than putting all the advice into a concluding sentence, we find words and phrases throughout that are indicating to the readers that you are giving them some advice. And so today, we have a conclusion. Great to see. Basically, there are 3 kinds of conclusions you can write. Of course, you can mix these up a little if you want to as well. There are conclusions which talk about future directions. What does the author predict will happen in the future? Or you can summarize your main ideas discussed in the passage with a quick conclusion. This way can be a little difficult when choosing the best language. Then, there is also a conclusion which gives a message, which may include some advice for the reader. In this case, what kind of conclusion has the author chosen? Of course, it is the message style. The writer is giving a few ideas and pieces of final advice for the reader so he or she can go out and start learning some sign language too. I hope you will give it a go. As always, here is your homework, but not the answers, of course. Make sure you have completed and submitted the homework by the due date and time. And finally, it's your turn. In your last compositions, I asked you to very briefly describe 5 items of a particular field. This week, I would like you to choose one of those items and give a much more detailed description. Follow the pattern we looked at in this chapter and work really hard on a creative and informative piece of writing. See you in class.